Greetings, Earthlings. Mike here.
And Luke.
And I don't know if you're aware or noticed, but Luke is a cool guy.
Aw. You think so, man?
Yeah, like that kind of cool I wish I could be every day. I mean, I'm not the cool in like the bad way, but...
Well, how can being cool be a bad thing?
Well, have you ever known someone who did bad things just because they thought it was cool?
Yeah, I have.
Well, have you ever done a bad thing just so other people would think you were cool? Well, you don't have to answer that yet because it's time to rehearse the verse. And today's verse comes from the book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 29. Say it like this. Acts 5:29. We must obey God rather than human beings. Awesome. Now I'm gonna say it and you're gonna repeat after me. Got it?
Got it.
Acts 5:29.
Acts 5:29.
We must obey God
We must obey God
rather than human beings.
rather than human beings.
Great job.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. I mean, my answer is yes.
What?
Well, you ask if I had ever been bad in my past to make someone think that I was cool. And I have.
Oh, well, you're not alone. Clint, you know, the guy that you know,
Great guy.
Yeah.
Love Clint.
He was on the station and then he had this friend come onto the station and I could just explain it to you or I could show you.
Let's watch.
Yes. Good. Yes. Good. Good. Hey, Clint.
What you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. My best friend is coming to the station to visit.
Your best friend's coming up? You have a best friend? I mean, I didn't mean it like that.
I do have a best friend. Get ready to meet Kip Weaver.
Kip Weaver? Kip Weaver is coming here?
What's wrong with Kip Weaver?
Nothing.
Kip Weaver is the worst thing in the whole world.
That's pretty extreme, Emily.
Yeah, he did say he was his best friend. I mean,
Best would not be a word to describe him. He's a terrible influence. He always gets Clint in trouble, and he walks all over Clint.
that's not a very good friend, dude.
He is not like that.
What about the time you broke Mrs. Ragsdale's window?
Okay, Kip thought it would be fun to see if we could bounce rocks off glass. Newsflash, they don't bounce.
He's a terrible influence, and I don't like him.
Yo, everybody, what's the word?
Kip! Welcome to Konnect Station.
Dude, would you look at this place? It's like a cartoon world. It's great to see you. Oh, man, I broke your arm. Your thing.
It's okay, kid. I'll just make another one. It'll just take me a month or two.
I never understood your fascination with science. Clint here's a scientist.
I like it.
That's because you're a nerd.
Okay, that's enough, Kip.
Whoa, relax, Em. I'm just messing with them. We're bros, okay? Bros mess with each other.
It's no big deal, Em. We're bros. Just let me show you around, Kip.
All right.
This is Mike. He's our jack of all trades. He kind of does a little bit of everything.
Oh.
Whoa! That was awesome. I didn't even see it. How did you do that?
Your friend is super cool.
Told you Kip was a good friend.
Hey, Emily, have you seen... Who's this?
He's my best friend, Kip.
Oh, wow. He's just cool.
Thanks.
Well, I'm going to my room.
See you, Em.
I am. Cool.
Very cool. Kip's not a good friend, and he's a bad influence. He turns my brother into someone he's not. To find a way to make Clint see this.
Rewrite our DNA.
Check out this video.
Oh, I don't think I should watch that.
Whatevs, Mr. Goody Two Shoes. You know, for a space station, this place is kind of boring. Whoa! What's that?
It's Nitro, our robot.
Dude, you have a robot and you didn't say something?
Yeah. He's a really cool robot. He can do almost anything.
Let's play with it.
Oh, no.
Actually, Dr. Emo, who made the station, says we need to be responsible with him.
It's a robot, not a person.
Yeah. Let's just do something else, like watch comets or...
You never change, Clint. Always a nerd, always doing what you're supposed to.
I am not just a nerd.
Prove it.
Fine.
I have an idea.
Will there be anything else, sirs?
No, that'll be all, Jeeves.
What's going on?
Relax, Em. We're just chowing on some grub from our butler.
Butler?
Yes, Clint and Kip told me that I would make an excellent butler and should add it to my duties.
Clint?
It's not what you think. Kip just thought it'd be fun if we...
Kip just thought.
He's my friend.
He's not your friend. He's a bad influence.
Do you know how powerful a bad influence can be?
Yeah. No, not really.
Let's watch this Bible story. Some bad spies influenced the Israelites to keep them from trusting in God and kept them from going to the promised land.
This is his 66 picks mixed up into one. The books about God, who he is and what he's done. It's the Holy Bible, y'all, with God's truth packed tight inside. It's alive, a prize to hide in your heart and in your mind. Old Testaments are set up for the big event when Jesus crashed the scene with a new arrangement. It's history, his story, whose story, God's story. Oh, the story of how much he loves me. Let him blow up all the pages, let this show go live. Let his word explode from this video into your life.
After God rescued his people from slavery in Egypt, led them across the Red Sea on dry land, and performed many miracles along the way, God told Moses to choose spies to go into Canaan, the land he had promised them. These 12 men were to find out about the people, the cities, and the land. So the spies explored the land and found that it was as good as God had promised. But they also saw some things that made them afraid. After 40 days passed, the spies returned to the Israelite camp. They told Moses the land was good and described the fruit they saw there.
The grapes were so big, 2 guys had to carry them between them on a pole.
Great, let's go. We can't go. There are giants there so big, we look like grasshoppers next to them. Yeah, and the walls around the cities are so high, there's no way we can defeat them. By the time the 10 spies finished talking, the giants seemed even bigger and the walls around the city seemed even taller. But 2 of the spies, Joshua and Caleb, remembered that God is with them and he can do anything.
God is stronger than any giant. He will help us take this great land he promised to us. Let's go.
But it was too late. The people were thinking about giants and walls more than they were thinking about God. They started freaking out. In fact, they forgot that God was for them and started wondering if he was against them instead.
Did God bring us here just to let us be killed by giants? Let's go back to Egypt where we were safe.
Yeah, and Moses led us out of here for nothing. Let's pick another leader.
But the land is good as God always promised it would be. Don't turn away from God now.
That's right, with God's help, we can't lose.
Don't be afraid of a bunch of silly giants. Hey, was that a rock?
That's right. The Israelites were so angry with Joshua and Caleb, they wanted to stone them to death, just because they stood up to the crowd and spoke the truth about God. God spoke to Moses. He was angry. He couldn't believe the people had forgotten the miracles he had done for them when he rescued them from Egypt. But Moses begged for God to forgive the people. God heard Moses and forgave the Israelites. But they wandered in the desert for 40 years. 1 year for every day the spies had been gone.
Are we there yet?
And out of all the Israelites, only 2 men lived to see the land God had promised, Joshua and Caleb, who stood up and had great faith in God, even when they were standing alone.
I just need to be a leader and stand up to Kip. If Joshua and Caleb can stand up to a nation, I can stand up to one person. I don't want to let a bad influence get in the way of what God has planned for me. Kip? I need to ask you to tone it down. And if you don't, I'm going to ask you to leave.
Dude, lighten up. I'm only having fun. Nothing wrong with having a little fun, right? Just stop being so stiff.
I don't know.
You're such a nerd.
I can't do it. I don't have the confidence. I have an idea.
What are you gonna do?
Trust me. Make me confident like Kip.
Clint, what did you do?
You always ask the strangest questions.
I like the look, bro.
Yeah. Back at you, bro.
Oh, is this one of Clint's new friends?
Meet the new Clint.
That's Clint?
Laugh away. Doesn't bother me. I'm just doing me.
You're kind of acting ridiculous.
Whatevs, mi amigo. Why don't you go over there with the little people?
Great, now we have 2 prideful meanies on the station.
You're right, Kip. This place is holding me back. I don't need this. I'm leaving.
I like the way you think.
Great minds think alike.
No doubt.
Yes, sir. What's up? Packing my bags.
This is just wrong. You love this station and sharing God's love with the whole world.
Not anymore. I don't care about that. Kip respects me now, so.
True friends respect you when you're you. Maybe before you leave, you should ask the room what a real friend is.
Whatever.
What up, room?
Hello, Clint. You don't seem like yourself.
It's the new, cooler me.
What makes this you cooler?
Because my friend respects me.
If a friend respects you because you act like them, that doesn't make them a friend.
Wait, huh?
Your friends on Konnect Station always accept you for who you are.
Yeah, but that was the old me.
Right. And your friend Kip never accepted you.
But he's my friend.
He is a bad influence, Clint. The Bible says in Acts 5:29, we must obey God rather than human beings. Good friends don't pressure you into doing things that are bad. They pressure you toward being the person God made you to be. Remember the Bible story about the spies. It was hard, but Joshua and Caleb stood firm in God's truth, even though the other spies were against them.
So when peers are pressing, I choose God's blessing.
And a good friend will appreciate you for you and your good choices.
Okay. I think I know what I have to do.
Are you still leaving, Clint?
Tell these dweebs to get lost.
Bro. That's my sister, bro.
Yeah, she's still a dweeb, just like you used to be.
You're not my friend.
Yeah, I am.
No, you aren't. A good friend accepts you for you. They push you to be better. They overlook your flaws. They help you make good choices. They help me be a leader and not a follower.
Leader, not a follower.
I'm done following you, Kip. I'm gonna be the man of God God wants me to be. Not this.
Fine. Be a nerd. Go back to your inventions.
I will. And if you keep acting like this, I can't be your friend.
Whatevs. We've been friends since we were kids.
It's time for me to put away my childish things. I want to be your friend, Kip, but you have to change too.
No, like I said, I'm just doing me. I don't need you anymore. And this station's cramping my style. Be cool, losers.
I'm proud of you, bro.
Me too.
Yeah, I like this Clint way better.
I think I do too. I think God made it easy for me to let go of bad friends because he blessed me with so many good ones. And I think I want to change out of this stuff. I feel weird.
You should.
I feel weird.
Yeah.
Wow, that Kip Weaver was not a good friend to Clint or to anyone.
Nope, he was not. But luckily, Clint stood up to him, and I think discovering the point really helped.
Yeah, and I want to remember today's point, so why don't we all say it together? When peers are pressing, I choose God's blessing.
God's blessings are a gift straight from God himself.
Yeah, and when we choose to follow and obey God, we experience more and more blessings or gifts to us.
Right. So when people are pressuring us to do bad things, it's time to remember who's really the boss. Like today's verse, I think it says it best.
Yes.
Say it with us.
Let's do it. Acts 5:29.
We must obey God rather than human beings. Awesome. So this week, whenever we're feeling pressured to fit in or be cool,
remember, when peers are pressing, I choose God's blessing.
It's normal to want to be cool, but it can be a problem when we start choosing to do things we know we shouldn't just so others think we're cool. When I'm tempted, I remember, when peers are pressing, I choose God's blessing. Now, among all the blessings that God has given us, the most beautiful of all is that he gave his only son, Jesus. We can be God's friend when we choose to follow Jesus. And you can do that by remembering your ABCs. A, admit. Admit that you've done wrong and ask God to forgive you for disobeying him. B, believe. Believe God sent Jesus to take the punishment for your sin. Trust that you're forgiven because Jesus made you right with God. C, choose. Choose to spend your whole life depending on God's power to help you say no to sin. As you live and love like Jesus, tell others God is the leader of your life and your number one friend. Choosing to follow Jesus is the most important decision you will ever make. And if you want to make that decision today, we want to hear about it. Talk to your Konnect small group leader before you leave.